welcome to this week's equipment class. For today's class, you're just going to need a mat, a headrest, a circle or cushion, 2 light weights, and then we need a straight band like this, and then also a looped band. And you can, as well, if you just have a straight band, you could just tie it in a knot and make a looped band out of a straight band, and then a foam roller or a ball. So we'll get started off with the warm-up, just on our hands and knees. Starting off by dropping the ribcage down, arching the back, looking up in front. And then rounding out the spine, looking down between the knees. Dropping the ribcage down, arching the back, looking up in front. And rounding out the spine, looking down between the knees. And again, dropping the ribcage down, arching the back, looking up. And once more, rounding out the spine, looking down between the knees. And then we'll tap the left foot out to the side, looking to the left, and back to the center, right foot, looking to the right, and the left foot, and the right. One more on the left, and one more on the right. And back together, and then we'll straighten out the right leg behind, and the left arm in front, and then small circles with the arm and leg, keeping the belly button tucked in towards your spine. And lower down, left leg, right arm. Small circles with the arm and leg, keeping the back nice and flat. And lower down. Shift all the weight to the left side, straighten out the right leg and the right arm. Focus on getting the hips parallel to the mat. Once you have that, small circles with the arm and leg. And lower down. Shift the weight to the right side, straighten out the left leg and the left arm. And then small circles. And lower down. Dig the toes underneath, pinch the shoulders back, lift the knees up. Lift up the right hand and the left, right, left, right, left, one more on the right, one more on the left, and lower down. Then we'll rest the knees down. We'll just try 5 press-ups for a change. We haven't really done much of these. Dalton did them there a couple weeks ago. So if you want, we'll start with the knees now just to build this up. If you want to make it harder, come up into a full press-up position. Otherwise, starting on the knees with the feet together. Hands just under the shoulders, and you want to tuck the hips under, so make sure your back isn't arched or popping up like this. So you want a nice straight line from your head all the way down to your heels. If you're up, and then head down to your knees if you're like this. So we'll lower down and press back up. So that's 1. So keep the core engaged as you lower and press back up. That's 2, 3, 4, and one more. Keep the core engaged and back up. And then we'll bring the knees nice and wide. Sit back into the heels. Crawling the fingers forward. And then we'll come onto our backs. And we'll just start off with some toe taps just to warm up the core. So we'll imprint the spine, bring the legs in the tabletop, tapping the right foot down and then the left. So if you've been following the classes, this should be pretty easy for you. So really just making sure you're keeping that imprint the whole time. Shoulders relaxed. Gradually reaching further away. Nice soft taps. Good for 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the legs together, tapping both down and back in the tabletop. Shoulders are relaxed. Make sure that you're not rounding forward like this, so push the shoulders back. Keep the spine imprinted. And then gradually tapping a little bit further away. We have 3 more, 2, and 1. And then resting the feet down. Then we'll grab the band. So if you only have one long band, just tie it into a circle. Otherwise, if you have a looped band, we'll grab that now. So bring it just above the knees. Imprint the spine. Pull the knees apart nice and wide and control as they come back together. Apart, together. Nice and controlled here. Working the muscles on the outside of the hips here, so especially the gluteus medius muscle. And we have 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect, back together. Then we'll keep tension in the band. We'll grab a roller or ball. If you don't have a roller or ball, you could just keep the feet down on the mat, but it just makes it a little bit harder if you have a roller or ball. So feet on the ball or roller, arms down by your side, shoulders relaxed, keeping tension in the band. Imprint, lifting all the way up, and then slowly control as you lower down. Imprint and lift, and lower, imprint, lift, and lower, imprint and lift, and lower. Good, we have 4 more. 3, 2, and 1 more. And lower, elbows on the mat, hands on the rib cage. Imprint, lifting up, and control as you lower. Imprint and lift, and lower, imprint and lift, and lower, imprint and lift, and lower. Good. And lower, 3 more. 2 more. Really push through the heels. Last one. Keep the hips up, knees apart together, apart together. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower down, nice and controlled. Then next one, we'll cross the arms across the chest. Shoulders are relaxed. Pull the knees apart nice and wide. And try to bend the knees as much as you can. If you have them out like this, it gets more of the hamstring muscles, but we're trying to get the glutes and the core more so. So really do try to bend the knees if you can. If this gives you any sort of knee pain or anything, you're able to extend them a bit, but do try to go to that point that you're able to. Just do try to bend them that little bit more. It'll just help you get that nice contraction in the glutes rather than the hamstrings. So now we're gonna cross the arms across the chest. Knees apart nice and wide, imprint, lifting up, and then lowering down. Really trying to get that full hip extension, so don't stop here. Make sure you get all the way up there, and then control on the way down. And lower, lifting up, and lower. Good. If you're finding this really hard to balance with the arms crossed, that's okay to bring them down here. But if you're able, do try to cross them. Just makes it a little bit harder. Good, we have 3 more. 2 more. Last one, keep the hips up nice and high. Right knee out to the side, left knee out to the side. Right, left. If you want to make it even harder, arms up. Right, left, left. For 3, 2, 1. Lower down. We'll take the roller out of the way. And then we'll imprint the spine, legs to tabletop. Pull the legs apart and back together. Apart, together, apart, together. 4, 3. Last one, hold the knees apart, chin to the chest, rolling forward, start to beat the arms for in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5, in 2, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5, in 2, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep tension in the band. Keep the chin to the chest, out 2, 3, 4, 5, in 2, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5. See if you can roll up that a little bit further. Really feel it in the deep abdominals. We have 3 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, into 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rolling down, rest the head back and the feet down. Then we'll straighten up that right leg. Keep the left leg as still as possible. Right leg out to the side and back together. So really isolating that movement. Out to the side together. Out to the side together. Out to the side together. Good. 3 more. 2 and 1. Back together. Bend the right leg. Straighten up the left. Out to the side and together. Out to the side together. Good. Try to keep that right leg as still as possible. 3, 2, and 1. Bend the left leg. Rest the foot down. Imprint the spine. Legs to tabletop. Bring the band around the ankles. Pull the legs apart and back together. Apart together. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straighten the legs up, apart, together. 2, 3. See if you can lower them down a bit, make it a little bit harder. Keep that spine imprinted, shoulders are relaxed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees. Grab the band, we'll put it to the side. Give the legs a quick rest, and then we'll move on to the circle. So circle or cushion, whichever you have. Try to grab a nice wide cushion if you have one, like a couch cushion, just to give you a little bit more resistance as you squeeze the legs together. Good, so we'll start off nice and easy. Circular cushion just above the knees. Knees are bent. Try to keep the knees about hip width apart. Shoulders relaxed, squeeze nice and tight, and relax. Squeeze and relax. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep the circle squeezed. Right leg out to the side, back in. Left leg, right leg, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. One more on the right, one more on the left. And relax. Then we'll grab that ball or roller again, just to do a couple of bridges with the circle. So feet on the roller. We'll start with the elbows on the mat if you want to make it a bit harder. Squeeze the circle nice and tight. Imprint and lift and lower. Imprint and lift. Keep the circle squeezed and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good. Keep that circle squeezed. Good. 3 more. 2. And last one. And lower. Good. And then we'll cross the arms across the chest. Shoulders relaxed. Squeeze the circle. Imprint and lift. And lower. Imprint and lift. And lower, trying to get those hips up all the way. Squeezing the glutes at the top. Keeping the ribs tucked in. So push your ribs down when you lift to get the upper abdominals. We have 3 more. 2. Keep the hips up. Nice and high. Squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower down. Put the roller out of the way. Grab the circle. Legs in the tabletop. Circle above the knees. Squeeze nice and tight and relax. Squeeze and relax. So while you're in tabletop, try to keep a nice 90-degree angle here. Don't let the legs drift away here, or don't let them come up like this. So you want a nice perfect angle here and a nice 90-degree angle at the knees as well. Good, shins are parallel. 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly relax. 3, 2, 1, squeeze. 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 2 more. Last one. 2, 1, and rest the feet down. Good, only 2 more with the circle. So now we'll target the lower abdominals when we straighten the legs up. So we'll bring it just around the feet, and this is gonna get one of the longer adductor muscles that crosses over the knee joint called the gracilis. So we'll squeeze nice and tight and relax. Sorry, I lied, there's 3 more, not 2 more. Nearly skipped one, good, squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax. Keeping the spine imprinted. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs up, squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax. Again, if you lower the legs down, it's a little bit harder. Keep that spine imprinted. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Keep the circle squeezed. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. If you want to make it harder, chin to the chest, rolling forward. Keep the circle squeezed. Lower and lift. 5 more. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Grab the circle. Put the circle to the side. Then we'll just bring the feet together and let the knees drop apart just to stretch the adductors. So that's the muscle where we were just working with the circle. So just a nice stretch into those muscles. Let them loosen out before we do some of the next exercises. Good, and then bring the legs back together. Straighten the legs out. Grab a weight in each hand, if you want, that's optional. Squeeze the legs together, reach the arms back, arms forward, chin to chest, rolling up, squeeze the back, so the mid-back as in the shoulders, back together, and then slowly reaching back, arms forward, chin to chest, squeezing those shoulder blades back. Good, imagine you're squeezing a pencil between them, but make sure that you don't lift up like this, so you're keeping them back and down. Slowly rolling back down, reaching back, rolling up. Good. Slowly rolling down. If you want to make it harder, reaching up. And slowly rolling down. Rolling up. Good, 3 more. Two. And last one, rolling up. Good, and I'll put the weights to the side. Grabbing a resistance band. So if you have one tied in a loop, just untie it now. And then we'll put it over the feet. So sitting up nice and tall, make sure your feet are pointed away from you a little bit. You don't want them too far back because sometimes the band can slip off and that won't be nice. So just around the feet, sitting up nice and tall, we're just gonna do a few rows. Really good for the mid-back muscles. So sitting up tall, pull straight back, squeeze your shoulders together, and then slowly release. Keep your arms close to your body, make sure they're not coming out to the side. So your arms should skim your body as you go back, squeeze, and then slowly coming back. Good. Try to stay nice and straight here. If your hamstrings are really tight, you do have the option just to bend the knees a little bit if it's uncomfortable, but do, if you can, try to keep them straight. Or you can also sit up on a yoga block, just putting it underneath the hips, or a cushion if you find it uncomfortable just to sit in this position. So there's loads of different ways to make it more comfortable. So it's just finding what works for you best. Good, 3 more like this. 2 and 1. Good. And then we're gonna bring the palms facing up. Keep holding onto the band, sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna pull back with the arms, or the palms facing up. This is just called supinated. When the palms are facing up, it's just gonna bring the biceps into it a little bit more. Good, pull back, squeeze, and release. So try to keep your neck light, nice and long. So imagine a string is pulling you from the top of your head. Try not to get kind of hunched down like this, so stay nice and tall. We have 4 more. 3, 2, and the last one here. And then our last version, we're gonna do pronated, so that's with the palms down. And for this one, we're gonna pull up higher. So this is the one where your elbows can come up. So this is gonna get more of your mid traps in your mid back and a little bit more of your deltoids, which are the shoulder muscles here. So each variation of the rows gets a different area of the muscles. Good, we have 5 more. Try to really pinch back as you go back and then come back to the start. Good, last one, and release, perfect. And then we're just gonna bend up that right leg, keep the band close. We're just gonna do 2 more exercises with that, but we'll put it to the side. For now, bend the right leg, hugging the left arm around the right leg. Right arm goes to the base of your spine, just twisting into a spinal twist, looking over your right shoulder. So this shouldn't be painful, just go to the point where you feel a nice stretch. It should feel nice, really. And then switch. Hooking that right arm around, twisting over to the left. Good, and then we'll just do 2 exercises with the band for the upper body, and then we'll come onto our stomach for a few exercises and finish off then with the glutes. So we're just gonna do 2 more here. So this is called external rotation. Really good for the shoulders. So we're gonna keep the elbows at your side. You can do this in sitting or standing. Pull the hands apart nice and wide and back together. So really pull the shoulders back, hands apart and back together. So nice and controlled. So sorry, my knees are blocking this a bit, but just to show you a bit better, your elbows don't leave your side. So make sure they're not flaring out like this. So just a really isolated movement, pulling apart and together. Good, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect, and then last one here. Arms straight out in front, shoulders pulled back, pull the arms apart, squeeze the shoulders together, and control as you come back to the center. Apart, and back together. Really good for just building up the muscles around the mid-back. Good, 2 more. And last one. Good, and then we'll put the band to the side. We'll just do a few exercises for the lower back. So just starting off on your stomach. We're just gonna rest the forehead on your hands, push your hips into the mat, lift the upper body up and lower, lift and lower for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, resting the upper body down. Lift both legs up, small kicks with the legs, pressing the hips into the mat. For 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down. Squeeze the legs together, lift both legs up and lower, lift and lower. Keep squeezing the legs together. Lift and lower. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Bring the hands underneath the shoulder blades, stretching out the low back, so either coming to a full cobra or a mini cobra. And we'll do 1 more of those. Good, and then we'll come onto our right side. Resting all the way down to work the glutes here. So we'll start just by lifting both legs up 2 inches. If you want to make it harder, if you want to make it easier, keep the leg down. If you want to make it harder, lift both legs. Lift the top leg and lower. For this, make sure your hips are nice and parallel to a wall here. So you don't want to be rolling down like this or back, so you want them to be parallel. 3, 2, 1. Keep the top leg up. Small circles forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Circles backwards. 3, 2, 1. Leg up as high as you can. Toes pointing down. Try to keep that top leg up if you can. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower and lift nice and high. Try to keep the toes pointing down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And lower. Top leg up, lift the bottom leg to touch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower. Both legs up, and then we'll do big circles with the bottom leg. Good. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. One more. Hopefully you're starting to feel it just here in the glutes. You might also be feeling it a little bit down the leg, but we're really aiming to target this muscle here. So pull apart and back together. Apart together. Yeah, so you will feel it a little bit down the thigh as well, or sometimes even into the shin. As long as you're feeling it in the glutes as well, that's the main focus. Good. 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Straighten out the bottom leg, grab the top leg to stretch out the quad muscles, so the thigh muscles in front. And then we'll come onto our opposite side. So again, trying to lift that bottom leg if you can. If you need a little bit more balance, you could bring the top arm in front, but it is a little bit harder with it on your hip, so do try if you can. Both legs up, top leg up, and lower for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Top leg up, small circles forward. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Circles back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Top leg up, toes pointing down, small pulses. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then big lifts with the toes pointing down. Try to keep that bottom leg up. We're nearly finished. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Resting down. Top leg up, lift the bottom leg, and lower for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower. Both legs up, big circles forward for 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Perfect. Both legs up, big circles the opposite way. Staying in front of the bottom leg. For 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Bending the knees, lift the ankles up, pull the knees apart, and back together. For 2, 3, make sure the hips don't roll back with this one, really important. Good. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Grabbing that top leg, straightening the bottom leg, just stretching out the front of the thigh, so the quads. Letting go of the ankle, and then we'll come onto our backs just to stretch out the legs. So right knee into the chest, shoulders are relaxed. And then we've already done a spinal twist earlier before we did the rows, so we'll go straight into a glute stretch. So we'll do the right leg first, and then we'll do the left after. And then right foot down, straighten up the left leg to stretch the left hamstring. And then straighten out the right leg, hug the left knee into your chest. And then crossing the right ankle over your left knee, pulling the knee into your chest. And then left foot down on the mat, straightening up the right leg to stretch out the hamstring. And then bending the right leg, and then we'll just finish off stretching out the upper traps on the side of the neck. So we'll bring the right ear to your right shoulder, grab with the right hand, and then push the left hand down towards the mat. And then the left ear to the left shoulder, grabbing with the left arm, and then pushing the right arm towards the mat. And then coming back to the center, and we'll finish with that.